This is an overview of Anark's recent HTML standalone solution that we've been presenting for most of 2026. As many people are aware, we've been producing 3D PDF technical data packages for 15 to 20 years now. We've also had hosted HTML solutions, Anark Collaborate, and now we do have a standalone HTML solution. Here's an example of one of the standalone HTML files that we've been handing to people to let them look at. And this is typical of what we're showing people. As you can see, there are model views, similar to what was included in 3D PDFs. Also in the hosted HTML solutions that have been around for almost 10 years now. And you can see we have the ASME associativity between the GD&T and the underlying geometry. Similar to 3D PDF or hosted HTML, you can have downloads. So for example, you could attach QIF files, JT files, step files that are important as part of a DDP and deliver those to somebody. A very interesting thing is some of the capabilities that have been in our tools for a while include toolbars. For example, you can go through and do sectioning. Go through and pick this plane and move it over. If I want to go through and take a look at a different view, for example, this one here, I can go through and show this cross-section tool here one more time. And again, it works its way through this type of geometry. We have measurements, selecting different view options, all associated with standalone HTML files. Here's an example of the action engineering ball valve assembly that many people have been looking at in 2026. Similar to other type of standalone 3D PDF technical data packages, this DDP, we're calling these digital data packages, are HTML based again, but you can have field sets with different attributes, different type of information that's metadata or properties from PLM systems that can be mapped. Again, you've got your view options at the bottom here, similar to other things that we've seen. As usual, Anark handles very complex model-based situations like cross-sections very gracefully in the HTML files. We can cross-reference the bill of materials and highlight that. And similar to the gear from Belkin that we just showed, there are attachments that are QIF. So in this case, we even attached a standalone 3D PDF. Somebody might still need to be able to open it up and look at it in Adobe based on their requirements. So again, these standalone HTML files can be really any type of information that's needed. To continue looking at the ball valve, here is an example of just the body that has more detailed dimensioning. Again, we've had this history of over 15, 20 years of model-based definition content that we've been able to get to. So recently, you start to see things like this from Creo. You've got the annotation along with PC tags that are part of the DMSC standards. The interesting thing here is that because we have these unique identifiers that are associated here, we can get a QIF results file. So for example, in the HTML folder or zip that people are getting from Anark, you'll see a QIF file that are the results file. And when we go ahead and read that, you'll see that it populates the standalone HTML with the PC tags that are associated with the inspection. So now I can go through and I can double click on the different PC tags. It'll have the QIF metadata associated with it, and it's cross-highlighting the associated annotation with the PC tag here. So you can see PC48 with its unique identifier is being highlighted there. And it works in the other direction also. For example, if I pick the 4X, it is highlighting PC52, which is PC52. And again, once again, the ASME visual response is highlighting the 4 different holes that we have. So we could start to build out some very interesting type of visual templates that are needed for standalone HTML or hosted HTML based on our ability to support standards like STEP AP242 Edition 2 with PIDs and QIF information that can be mapped into it. There could be requirements or other things that people are doing to map information back and forth. templates have become very flexible with HTML. So for example, you'll see here, this is just a sample that's also included that we're giving people. And this is introducing the concept of panels. So before, when an HTML layout was created, it was somewhat hard-coded. And as of a year or so ago, much of this is driven by API, so we can automate these. In addition, we can now cross-relate information. So for example, for this view here, I can decide that I want the notes. I can go over here and pick this view and decide that I want to have a cross-section. It's almost unlimited the number of ways that we can cross-relate one panel to another based on whether it's PIDs, requirements as they're traced across design and manufacturing, downstream to inspection and back, and many other different scenarios. In this case, we started with 4 panels. Maybe we really don't need that many. We can get rid of this panel. We can get rid of this panel. Let's go through and activate this one. And let's go through and activate this one again with the cross section. And so we can add, remove, split panels, do a lot of different things with it. We can go through and resize them accordingly depending on the type of content that we're showing and how we want the information to be related from one panel to another. And then naturally, once a customer has locked in the layout of a panel, they don't really want all their users changing them. So there's a lot of different ways to manage and control these panels. So these are the new things that we're doing with standalone HTML. These panel concepts are also applicable to our hosted HTML solution and our Collaborate. And for more information, please contact Anark and we can talk more about it. Thank you for your time.